Today I want to talk about the value of each and every emotion. People talk about how appreciation, gratitude is the best attitude, is the best way to attract things for yourself. I don't think this is completely true. I don't think this is the only way to get the things you want. In fact, we're not people who are meant to always be in the sun. We're not meant to be people who always shine as the brightest versions of ourselves. People have duality. You have a lot of different sides to yourself. Everyone has a shadow. Everyone has shadow aspects. Everyone has traits they don't like about themselves. Everyone has dark, manipulative traits. Everyone has selfish tendencies about them. And the thing is, being selfless shouldn't even be something that people strive to be. Because why the fuck would you be focusing on giving people their own happiness and contentment when you're not feeling fulfilled? What about your value? What about your success? In the spiritual community, it's often said that we should be patient with other people and we should always move from light emotions, from easy emotions, love, joy, peace. But the thing is, humans aren't full of only peaceful emotions. What are we supposed to do with the rest of them? What are we supposed to do with the rage? What are we supposed to do with the sadness? What are we supposed to do with the jealousy, the envy, all of it? What are you supposed to do with it? I'll tell you what you're supposed to do. The only way to balance out positive and negative emotions is to take care of all of them. To express and validate each and every emotion is to bring true abundance into your life. And honestly, manifestation, law of attraction, people will say that you have to be in good energy to attract good things, but this isn't true because emotions actually aren't associated with positive or negative in the energetic realm the way they are in the material. Here on earth, people are like, oh, joy, love, that's all positive emotions. Sadness, anger, negative emotions. That's not true. Emotions are just emotions. They're a very material, earthy thing. And to be honest, in the energetic realm, it doesn't matter what the emotion is. What matters is the intensity of the emotion you are feeling. The more intense the emotion, the more powerful the emotion is. The more you have the ability to create and attract things with that emotion. And I see that you've honestly been trying to attract money. And let's be honest, who isn't? Everyone wants to be richer than they are. Everyone wants to be more successful than they are. And if you're saying you don't, you're lying to yourself because you're scared that you won't be able to live up to the expectations of having that abundance. And the thing is, I do feel like you're someone who has a lot of sacral energy. You have a lot of things that you can create, but you haven't been nurturing your dark aspects. You haven't been taking care of your rage, your sadness, your envy. When you those emotions come up, you just dismiss it and act like it doesn't matter. Act like it's not like you don't let the storms you feel storms build up and you press them down and try to act like you're not upset about things. Why are you doing this? Because it's not for you. If anything, it's for everyone else. Whether it's because you want people to perceive you as someone who's always in a good mood, whether it's because you want people to perceive you as someone who only brings good things into their life, whether it's because you want people to perceive you as somebody who has control over their emotions, or whether it's because you just don't want to deal with uncomfortable emotions because it's hard to sit in them, it's hard to accept them, it's hard to feel them. Maybe you feel weak when you accept that you're angry about things. Maybe you feel weak when you accept that people have hurt you. Maybe you feel weak when you accept that that situationship you were in was actually harmful to you. Maybe you feel weak when you accept that the job you're working at actually makes you fucking depressed and that you can't withstand it. I mean, you can, but no, you can't do it happily because you hate it. I think you are so comfortable acting like you don't have any negative emotions, acting like you're not suffering just like everyone else. There's a lot of people in the spiritual community who will act like all they have is love and light to spread. All there is love and light. And when they have negative emotions, they turn it into love and light and let it. They never show rage or sadness to anyone. They never hurt people. They never harm people, even when those people are harming you. Are you kidding me? All they have is a happy family, and that brings them wealth. I don't think this is true. I think this is a false narrative that is being sold to a lot of people, and I think it's inciting a lot of shame in people. And first of all, you never know what's going on behind the camera. You may go and look at someone's profiles on all their social medias, and they're always happy and light and bright. But what's going on behind those cameras, you never know. They could be the angriest fucking person who goes around and rages at people all the time. They could have the biggest road rage issues. And you know what? Even if they do, who gives a fuck? That's their issue. Those are their emotions, and they have every right to express it. And if that's not somebody who you want in your energy, let it go. You have control over that, just as they have control over how they want to be. But my point is it is not healthy to hold in half of your emotions just because they're perceived as bad emotions. If you're angry, if somebody has upset you, express that. Yell at them if you have to. If it makes you feel better, yell at them. Now, I do think there should be some factors that are taken in consideration when considering how to treat other people. And those factors being, if this is somebody who always makes an effort to not yell at you, even if they're angry, then I think you should treat them with the same courtesy, because obviously they care enough to not make you feel yelled at, so you should care enough to make them feel not yelled at. And if you don't care enough, obviously that relationship isn't equal and it's going to end eventually. Now, if you're the person who is always taking that space and time for other people when they're feeling angry, they're feeling sad, you let them treat you however they want, but then when you're angry or sad, you hold it back and you act like you're just happy and understanding of them. Stop fucking doing that. Why are you doing that? You're wasting your time and energy on somebody who doesn't give a fuck about how you feel. They're not taking your feelings into consideration. They're not sitting around trying to make sure you're comfortable. They don't care. They don't care. So why do you? That relationship is not going to work out. You were always going to be disappointed and you're never going to get what you want from it. It's just pointless. Like, I don't understand why you would stay in a relationship that does nothing but bring you anxiety and stress. This can be friends, family, anything, love, anything. It's just, you should only be in places where there's an equal give and take. Now, of course, there are dynamics where maybe someone holds space for you when you're sad and you hold space for them when they're angry. So you guys have an equal exchange, but it's in different ways. And what I mean is, like, when you get sad, you cry a lot and they understand you're crying and they sit there with you, even though they never cry in front of you. But when they get angry, they yell a lot and you sit there and you understand them. It's an equal exchange. So, like, dynamics like that can be an equal exchange. Or you spend a lot of time nurturing someone's emotions, they spend a lot of time nurturing your physical material aspects, putting money into you. That's an equal exchange. It's about the energy, not the actual exchange. It doesn't have to be equal on every face, but it's like yin yang, where one partner lacks. And this can be, when I say partner, I don't mean just romantic relationships. It can be friendships, family. In any relationship dynamic, there's two people. If there's someone else in the middle, that's fucked up and it's a wrong dynamic. But there's two people, and so wherever one person lacks, the other person should be able to make up for it. And it should be equal give and take all across the board. Okay? Are you following what I'm saying? Because this just makes me think, like, how many people in your life are you giving to more than they're giving to you? How many people are you sitting here understanding and trying to be compassionate? How many people come up to you and tell you that they lied to someone about this, or they cheated doing this, or they stole something this, like they stole from their friend, or they cheated on their ex and now they're in a relationship with you, and you sit there and you try to be understanding. You try to be like, oh, I understand. I have compassion. I have empathy. And meanwhile, these are traits that you despise. You can't stand these traits. So you're harming yourself. You're going against your own morals. You're harming yourself, but you're allowing this person to sit there and you're like, oh, I need to be understanding for them. Are they understanding for you? Or are they fucking manipulative of you? They are telling you who they are. They're telling you they're a liar. They're telling you they're a manipulator. And you're over here trying to be a good person because you want them to care about you. And so you're trying to be someone who you deem worthy of caring about without even considering if you should be caring about them. Why would you care about someone who hurts the people in their life? Why would you care about someone who causes problems and drama everywhere they go, who has no morals, who can't stand on the same moral ground you are? Why are you putting energy in them? Why do you care? Why do you care about that? Because there's no reason to give to somebody who has nothing to give to you. And if somebody is going around with no morals, obviously there's somebody who comes up with strategies to trap people in relationships so that they're the ones who benefit. They don't give a fuck about the other people. You think someone who goes and cheats on their partner cares about their partner? You think they care whether their partner is happy? You think they care whether their partner is satisfied and content in life? No. The only thing they care about is continuing to get the things that they are getting from that partner till the end of time, because they think it's a good deal. They're like, oh, this person gives me all this emotional affection, takes me out, gets me gifts and everything, and I don't do shit, I just cheat on them and they stick around. Yeah, this is a great deal for me. Of course they're gonna fucking stick around and keep you around as long as they can, because you're giving them that understanding and compassion when they're giving you nothing. Why are you around these people? Why are you staying around people who give you nothing? If you have a best friend who, say your best friend doesn't have a car, so you're like, I have a car, I'll take us everywhere, we're besties, let's go hang out all the time. So you guys always have plans, you're always making plans together, and you think, oh, we hang out every day because we're best friends. But no, in this person's mind, they know that you have money, they know that you have a car, and they think to themselves, I'll invite this person wherever because they're going to spend money on me, because they'll drive me wherever I want, so they're valuable to be bringing around. And meanwhile, they do nothing for you. What? They're inviting you to a few hangouts that maybe you wouldn't have gotten an invite without them? So what? There's so many people in the world, and people don't want you there. Don't be there. Who gives a fuck? Don't ever be somewhere where you're not wanted, because people want you other places. You just haven't discovered it yet. And if anything, learn to want to be with yourself. Learn to prioritize being with yourself over anything else. Learn to prioritize your own energy over anything else, even if it's your angry self, your sad self. You would rather be sad with yourself than anyone else. Get to that point. You would rather be angry with yourself than anyone else, because you understand your own anger. You understand why you feel the ways you feel. You understand where the emotion's coming from. And you're the best person to figure out how to solve and clear that energy out. Another thing is, I understand not wanting to lash out in anger to put more hurt and pain into the world just because you don't want to be that type of person. So if you notice that people are treating you with disrespect, you don't have to disrespect them back. Although I kind of recommend doing it, because I think maybe not going out of your way to disrespect them like they may be doing to you, because that's a waste of energy. But if somebody is going around trying to make you feel bad, call them out, embarrass them in front of everyone. Don't sit there and try to act like they're not doing it to make the situation look better. Call them out in front of everyone so they learn you cannot be treated that way. There are consequences for treating you that way. Set a boundary in public, in front of everyone. This works really well for narcissists. Set a boundary so they know you will not be treated that way. And if they remove themselves from your life, so be it. You're going to be better off. But I do understand not wanting to spread hate and rage into the world. So if you don't want to go around lashing out at people, which what I said is not lashing out, but it may feel like lashing out to you just because you're always so nice to people. But if you don't want to go around truly lashing out at people, then journal. Anytime you feel any emotion, happy, sad, angry, any emotion, uncomfortable or comfortable, sit down and journal it out. Right? I am feeling angry. The reason I'm feeling angry is because Kelly purposely tried to embarrass me in front of these boys that we met just that day. I thought she was a better friend than that, but apparently she never was. I'm feeling distrustful with this relationship, da 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 da. Write it out until you find a solution to your own problem to stop yourself from feeling that way again. But do not dismiss it. Do not tell yourself, oh, you're not angry about this. It's okay. Yeah, it sucks what she did, but you're not angry. You don't get angry. Get angry. Be angry. Let there be space for every emotion within you. You deserve to have the ability to express every part of yourself. no matter how ugly people think it makes you. Everyone is ugly to someone, the same way everyone is beautiful to someone. So, who gives a fuck what other people think of how you appear, how you come across? It's time to think about, how do you think about yourself? How do you look to yourself? What do you think of your own actions? Because if you're going around and you're letting people walk all over you, do you sit at around and look at yourself and like, oh, you are so strong, you are somebody who is so respectable, or do you honestly get embarrassed that you're allowing people to treat you however they want? Is it something you try to hide? Is it something that you're ashamed of? Be honest with yourself about how you feel. The first step to changing anything, to going on any spiritual journey, any internal journey, is admitting how you feel. Even if it's hard, even if it's dark, even if it's negative, just be honest. Be honest with yourself about how you're feeling, because how else do you expect to ever achieve anything? You're just going to end up disappointed time and time again. You're disappointing yourself. You're setting yourself up for disappointment, actually. You're literally setting yourself up for disappointment over and over again because you don't validate your own emotions, your own thoughts. You're literally creating, like, do you know what it does to not only your mind but your body to repress things? You think that these physical health issues are just from physical things. Everything that goes on in our body is a physical manifestation of what is going on in our spiritual body. And if you're not taking care of yourself spiritually, which means taking care of your thoughts and emotions, every single one of them, validating yourself, seeing yourself authentically, letting yourself express yourself authentically on every platform, every way you can, possibly, without caring about what other people think about you, that leads to the best body health. Being true to yourself is the key to all abundance, whether that's health abundance, money abundance, anything. Anything. It comes from being authentic. But the way to be authentic is not to only be positive. You have to admit when you're feeling low. You have to accept all parts of yourself. And if you're sitting right here and thinking, "Oh, I just don't get angry. I'm not an angry person." You're lying to yourself. I'm sorry. Are you a human? Are you human? Because every human gets angry. Every human has negative emotions. And if you are to the point of delusion where you don't even think you have negative emotions, that just means you've been repressing them so much for so long that you don't even know what they look like. You don't even know what they feel like. You don't even know what they sound like. And chances are you're not satisfied with your life. Chances are you're not satisfied with your life, because every emotion is just a signal as to what is aligned with our highest self. Every emotion is a signal from our soul to tell us what direction to go in. When you get angry, you know that there's something that isn't supposed to be in your life. When you get sad, you know that there's something that isn't supposed to be in your life. If something is making you sad, it's a sign that that's not something that you resonate with. Now, you're never going to escape the feelings of sadness and anger, but using it as tools to guide your way through life, if somebody makes you sad, that person is not for you. And I'm not talking about making you sad once in a while. I'm talking about every time you're interacting with them, they make you sad. That person is not for you. But to be more specific, because I don't want you to go cutting everyone off just because they made you sad one time. If you get in a fight with someone, they make you sad one time, you have to look at what caused that fight, what specifically made you sad, because it's that specific thing that is not supposed to be in your life. And then you express it. You tell this person you don't like this behavior, and if they continue, you cut them off. If they don't, fine, they can stay. Because every emotion is a key to what is your highest self's life, your true destiny, your soul's purpose. Now, I have to wrap this up because I have somewhere to be, but I really just came on with this message with a lot of emotion because I feel like this is something I've needed to hear a lot of times in my life. And